We all? What's up, E? What we doing today, man? Nah, my man, he late, man. Welcome back. Welcome back, man. Welcome to Score Society channel. First off, I want to thank everyone for constantly tuning in. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. This goes for everyone, visual and audio. Make sure y'all continue to follow. Make sure y'all continue to share, like, comment. What's up? Come on, bro. I'm talking here. Come on, bro. We come on, bro. Come on, bro. You know, every right here. They see it. Come on, bro. Come on. Now we got mic issues. I'm in the flow right now, man. Well, we gotta get better mics. If we gotta talk, we gotta be directly at the mic. We gotta get better mics, man. Man, like I said, man, appreciate the love, appreciate all the support you guys are giving us. Your Instagram is going up, TikTok is going up, YouTube is going up. I'm loving the comments, I'm loving the feedback, even if it's negative. I still love it. I appreciate it because I remember when I was starting this out and trying to figure out a direction to go, and I'm thankful for my direction. I'm thankful for all the support. So let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. So we got a lot of news out here today, man. Chris Paul, they sending Chris Paul home. It's Giannis talk. LeBron's trying to get his 10 points. We got a lot of stuff going on, and of course we got some games. So let's get right into it. You know, I was thinking about this, right? Like I was on live the other day, and I was thinking about the shock factor that the 90s and the 2000s carried. So when we talk about the players in the 90s and the 2000s, or when I hear players talk about them, I should say, it seems like there's a shock factor there. And without having social media, you wouldn't know who was good in Florida if you lived in Philly. If you lived in California, you wouldn't know who was good in Atlanta. So when these players came together, it was like, oh, who is this? Oh, I didn't know you can dribble like that as a big man. I didn't know you can shoot like that as a big man. I didn't know these players existed. So when I hear these stories, it's like, oh, these guys were surprised. It's not the fact they thought it was better than them. It's just like, oh, it's a shock factor in the 90s and 2000s versus now. You see everyone. You see everyone on social media. Everyone has their own account, highlight, mixtape, everything. And then they're also meeting each other online before they meet in person. So the competitive spirit kind of dials down a little bit. Yes, they still want to compete. Yes, they still want to beat you, but they're not trying to fight. They don't feel like this is not my friend. But if I didn't know you, and I'm trying to go to the next level, which is Division I, and I see you at camp, there's a little animosity there. Like, who is this guy? He's ranked number 2, and I'm ranked number 5. I'm better than him. I'm about to show him. I'm about to show him what I can do. Some of these kids is flying to the cities and playing on the same AAU team. So the 90s and 2000s was completely different from what we see today because there was a level of shock factor there. There's a level of shock factor. And I was also on live I was on live and I was talking to him about the skill part of it, right? So sometimes I'm a little confused when people say, oh, this person's the most skilled player. He's the most skilled player. And I truly believe this whole skilled thing comes from the 90s and 2000s. Hear me out. There was a time point guards was on the court, couldn't shoot a 3. You had your Eric Snows who would take a step in to shoot a 15 to 7 or a 17 to 15 footer. You had players like let's say Avery Johnson who would jump to the ball to shoot a 15 footer. Now you have guards all across the board who have skills. Now, I understand that some skills are better than others, but we're ranking guys like Kobe Bryant, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, even LeBron, when you guys say he's the most skilled, I'm just confused on what that means. Because how do you know that? What do you see? Like, all these players need to do different things based on their body type. Like Kyrie Irving, he has to do a little bit more if all the guards are taller than him. Kevin Durant don't have to do as much as Kyrie Irving if he's taller than all the guards. LeBron doesn't have to do as much as those two guys if he's stronger than most of the guards. So when we're saying, oh, these players are skilled, these players are so skilled, he's more skilled than him. Like, how are you ranking it? Like, is Steph Curry can only dribble with his right? Like, how are you ranking it? Like, how are you looking at it? Like, none of these have LeBron never faded away? Like, I'm curious to know when you guys say the skills, when y'all ranking skills, what does that mean? When you thought about the 90s, a lot of guys were in the league because of raw ability, just raw ability. They can jump high, they can run fast. They didn't necessarily need the skills that Kevin Durant has, because, quite frank, it wasn't even allowed if you was his size. If you was his size, you was going to the side where the big men practiced that, and they try to mold you into a big man. So I understand when you're comparing eras, but when y'all start comparing players, like high-level players, what do you guys mean by that? They got to let me know in the comments. Now, AE, did you see Paul Pierce and Danny Green say Jordan bag was limited?
Yeah, I saw that.
How'd you feel about that?
I thought it made sense.
It makes sense. Like, it makes all the sense in the world. Jordan bag was limited, but it doesn't mean he didn't have the capabilities. It just means he just got the job done. He just got the job done. He got to a spot, rose up over players he was more athletic than, and shot the shot. He was more agile, quicker. Why do you need him doing a bunch of moves? It was limited. It was limited. I can't think of like a nasty crossover by Jordan. I don't think I've seen a highlight or a series of highlights where Jordan was just crossing dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't seen that. So when you say it's limited, I agree with them. Me and my guy, Greg Smith, was talking about this. Shout out Greg Smith, bro. And I hope I ain't snitching on you here. But we was talking about this. He posed a question to me. What's the difference between Dwayne Wade's skill set and Michael Jordan's? I don't know the difference between the two skill sets.
Jordan had to fade away.
You don't think Dwayne Wade had to fade away? This goes back to one of my arguments about people who do it first usually wins the hearts of others. Michael Jordan was one of the first to fade away often, right? Like, when I was growing up, that was considered almost a bad shot. Like, you fading away was a bad shot. He was probably the only player who was allowed to do it and be accepted, right? These guys today that's fadeaways like it's nothing, because it is nothing at this point. Because we've all, like, they have the capabilities. They've seen what space they can create, right? Dwayne Wade has done plenty of fadeaway shots in his career. He was a 6'4" guard who had to play against guards who are longer than him. Pause. So he's done it, but it wasn't his trademark. It wasn't something you known him for. But when I think about the two players, I think to myself, when I look at the skill set, what was so different? At one point, now I'm not comparing accolades, I'm comparing the skill set. You guys let me know what's different. You guys let me know what was the difference between Dwayne Wade's skill set and Michael Jordan's. we was talking about developing players as well, right? We was talking about developing players when it comes to skill set. Back in the day, if you were a tall player, they automatically start molding you into a center or a power forward. Like, for instance, right? When I was in the 8th grade, I was about 5'10", 5'11", something around there. Every team I played for, they always try to put me at the power forward position. Like, no one ever thought, like, what if he stops and grow at 6'3"? What if he doesn't get taller than 5'10", 5'11"? No one stopped to think that. They just thought this will be beneficial for the team he's on and where he is. They never thought like, yo, we got to get your handles right. Yo, we got to get your jump shot right. I took it upon myself to want to do those things. Now, if you have a kid who's slightly tall or taller than everyone else, you're not just going to say, okay, we're going to have you back to the basket. No, you're going to think to yourself, let me develop you in a way where it's going to be beneficial for you no matter where you stop growing. No matter where you stop growing. And that's the difference now when you see the development in players and skills. So when I'm asking these questions like, yo, how are y'all ranking the highest levels players? Skill set. Like, what are you seeing? Like, is it a footwork thing that KD couldn't do that Kyrie could do? Are y'all looking at fluidity in the footwork or the movement on the court? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. What's the difference in skill set? And a lot of times too, a lot of guys don't have to do it. A lot of guys don't got to do all that stuff. But when it came to the development back in the day, it was a thing where the bigs was on one side and the guards was on another side. And the only way you would be a tall guard if you already shown you have those capabilities. Like if you come into a gym and you can dribble the basketball, you can do all these things. That's the only way that you would have been on a guard side back in the day. And then we was also talking about this, bro. Let me ask you this. Do you think social media has killed stardom, the mysteriousness of stardom?
I think it enhanced stardom.
Really?
It killed it.
I think it. All right. So why do you think it enhanced? Let's hear you out.
Because you see these players out more, you relate to these players, you know more about these players. So I feel like it enhances the stardom of them.
So, all right, you younger than me, right? Matter of fact, let's not even do age. I believe that social media has killed the mysteriousness of stardom. Hear me out. When I hear like NBA athletes talk about the 90s or the players they played, like a Jordan or whatnot, they're referring to him as a black Jesus and all those things, right? And it's just like, to me, it's like I'm listening to the stories, I'm reading between the lines, and it's like it just seems like his mystique was what you guys were wild about. Because Jordan was a mysterious person. Like, you didn't really see Jordan out. Like, you didn't, like, the people he did interviews with were world-renowned interviews, excuse me. He was also, like, he'd go to a game, he's always high in the Raptors, like he's Sting from WCW or something. You know what I mean? Now, LeBron, on the other hand, Carmelo, these guys, they go into their kids' games front row. You seeing their wives out, seeing their wives' career, all in front of you. They got their podcasts, right? So when they start having podcasts and they're able to speak their mind and talk, or they're getting their, or they're going through some drama in media, people have the power to critique that now. So that started to be embedded in your mind, like, I like him on the court, but I don't like the stuff he said over here. And then his court failures become a snowball effect to the hate. It becomes a thing. Like, the players today can pull up at your Drew League. When I played in the Drew League, it was times I'm on the court with 4 or 5 current NBA players. That might have been going on for a long time, but Pro-Ham League's been going on for a very long time, but social media has amplified it. Then you see guys with their own social media handles, right? Jordan didn't have no social media handle. Kobe might have had it, but he wasn't responding. You see LeBron responding. You see KD responding. So the mysteriousness that came with stardom is no longer there. So people look at players before right now and be like, oh, he was the greatest person. Now, he was great on the skills, but you still want to know more about him, so that makes him greater. There's a mysteriousness to it that you don't have anymore, right? Like even like a guy, like a Paul Pierce. Like Paul Pierce got about 4 or 5 different shows going on. You know what I mean? A late night show, all types of shit. And I salute it. I like it, but he was probably one of the first guys I realized, like, yo, this is kind of cool that he's doing this, because I just thought these dudes just played basketball and went home. These guys got a life. You know what I'm saying? And then let's take it on a social level. Let's talk about girls. There was a time you really thought, like, yo, these dudes, these rich athletes, man, they got all the girls. They got girls we couldn't even see. We can't even touch. Now you go on social media, you like, yo, this person follow this person? This person follow me too. Now, your girl or your girl you like or a girl you dating, they might be in their DMs. They might be interacting with each other. So now you're looking at it like, yo, we're talking to the same people. Nah, he ain't a star. like you get what I'm saying? Like at one point you was chasing a life that you already had. You already talking to the girls they talking to. You already live it. You can be in the club and actually see these guys in another section, and you can buy a section too. You can pay for a section too. Dude, I've been out I'm gonna say 3 different occasions, and LeBron James in the same room as me. When it come to stardom back in the day, you didn't have that. I remember the first time I saw Charles Barkley. The first time I saw Charles Barkley was at LA Fitness. And I was about 19 years old, so he was already retired. And I remember looking at him like, yo, this boy glowing. Like, yo, this is Charles Barkley. Why Charles Barkley in LA Fitness on City Line Avenue? What the heck is going on? Then I saw him out here in LA, and I was like, what Charles Barkley doing here? The stardom wasn't there because you constantly seeing guys now. You're always seeing guys. And I think some of the guys we hold to this highest level is yes, the skill. We're fighting to be like, yo, the skills is better. But I just be frank. Like I think Jordan's my number 2. But when I hear some of these arguments and I read some of these comments, the some of the love that they have for him they love the mysteriousness of him. Like, yo, he would have never said that. Jordan talked like once a year. Oh, he talking. He talking. You know he got something good to say. It's like he's not really saying nothing, brother. like he not really saying nothing that's crazy. It's just you excited to see it, like because we haven't seen him in a while. And when I hear about the players like Allen Iverson, right? Allen Iverson, my favorite player. Okay, but I'm not going to lie to you. I get a little irritated when I hear him call him Black Jesus. And not because I don't like the respect he had for him, just because I don't. But it's more so that I don't like the fact that he's not acknowledging he gave him 35 points. Like, yes, he was great, but you're in love with the mysteriousness of him. Like, you didn't see him in Virginia. You didn't run it. You didn't bump into him at a club before these moments you was in the league. And you're making it seem like he was untouchable. I have a legendary crossover right here behind me. You hear what I'm saying? So a lot of this stuff, the stardom is out of there because of social media.
Now, on the other side of it, I do agree with you. But on the other side, it's like the social media does enhance these guys' brands at the same time.
Oh, it enhances brands for sure. But I don't think people feel like they're stars. Like, for instance, Tracy McGrady comment on a clip from our interview with RJ Hampton. Shout out to RJ Hampton. Make sure y'all check out that interview. And some guy who in the comments was like, talking to Tracy McGrady was like, yo, that comment is just as crazy as you saying you could have won a championship you was in Kobe position. What? What? Like, how y'all talking to this man like that? Yes, his brand, Tracy McGrady brand has expanded after his career. We all know what Tracy McGrady did in the NBA. But the fact that fans can now talk to you, and even if he didn't respond, it's still like people don't feel like it's stars anymore. Like, I go on social media and I see people, I'm like, how this person got 1 million followers? Who is this person? You get what I'm saying? Like, think about it. There's someone of influence on social media that has like 2 million, 3 million followers. The guys we looked up to growing up have like 400,000, 200,000, 9,000. You get what I'm saying? So the stardom is no longer there no more. You feel me? LeBron James checked out after he got his 10 points. You know. You know, listen, man, listen. People been asking me about that. Hey, how you feel about that? Here's how I look at LeBron right now. Every job I've worked at had this one old head who can just come into work anytime he want. He can just check in anytime he want. Like, we'll have a full-blown meeting about being late. The old head come in late. He come to meeting late. He got longer lunch breaks, right? But at one point, I had to look at that old head and say, he deserve it. He's been here for about 20 years, bro. He took all the stuff. Like, I'm only going to be here for about 2 years, yeah. And listen, he deserved it. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that he deserved to disrespect the game. I wasn't a fan of talking to the other team while the game going on. I will say that. But at the end of the day, there is some leniency that needs to be had when it comes to a person who's been playing for 23 years. And him wanting to get 10 points to keep his streak going, I ain't mad at that part. And here's the thing, right? This kind of goes back to the whole stardom thing is no longer. But because LeBron is like, not to say touchable, but because he's in so many realms of entertainment when it comes to podcasts, he also is on Astronaut Stream and stuff like that. People feel like they can nitpick at everything he does, right? Because you see him on everything. Like, I think he was shooting around in Astronaut Stream and people was counting his misses. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so many things. And he's just being human. He humanized himself. His kid is playing in a game. I'll be right there front row, not in the Raptors. I'm right. Here's my buddies. I started to show my buddies. I want y'all to get to know my buddies because I want to put my buddies on. To me, I think it's cool that he does that because I find it weird that we amplify these guys who we know for 15, 20 years and don't know their friends, right? But for him, I believe that people want to nitpick everything he does. But he played 23 years, bro. None of this is hurting his career. None of this is hurting his legacy. So if he wanted to do it 5 more times, get 10 points 5 more times, I want to look at him no other way. And the last thing on this, you guys are expecting more out of him than you do your own. Like, because the people who like LeBron don't mind or at least understand what's going on. The people who don't like LeBron, you guys are expecting more out of him than you did your own GOAT or you did the guys you think is better than him. Like, Kobe Bryant had a few 5-point games, 10-point games his last year in the league. We wasn't tripping on that. We know what he was capable of doing. We know what he did to the game. We just enjoyed. We enjoyed it. He dropped 60 points. I didn't care if he had to shoot it 100 times to get 60. Pass him the ball. When Jordan came back, we didn't care what he could have been an Atlanta Hawks. We could have been a goddamn Grizzlies. It don't matter, bro. We want to see you ball, bro. We miss you. So for me, because LeBron, out of the three guys that I just named, or the two guys that I just named, because he's more reachable than those guys, or more sociable, or more active on social media, people feel like they can critique everything. Zion is out. Zion is out, man. Would you consider Zion a bust at this point?
It's hard to say.
You know what? I hate to say someone's a bust because due to injuries. But yeah, he's a bust though. Yeah. But here's the thing though. We got to start understanding what the word bust mean, right? To me anyway. This is my definition. It doesn't always mean you had the opportunity to play well and you just didn't play well. It doesn't mean that to me. To me, you had a high expectation. People thought you were going to do what every number one pick would do, or they want everyone number one pick to do. And you couldn't do it. You didn't do it. You took up a lot of money. You took up a lot of advertising dollars, marketing dollars, expectations, high hopes. And unfortunately, you're getting injured, but the fan who buys the tickets, who walk to the game, or not walk to the game, will walk to the car, to the arena, don't care about your injuries. The money still got to be spent, and the money is spent. Now you're looking at a Pelicans team who is last in the Western Conference with a 4-17 record, I believe, or a 3-17 record, one of the two. Either way, they're last. And the fans got to endure that. The fans got to embrace that. So to me, yeah, I think he's a bust, but not a bust because of talent. I think he's a bust because of expectation. People want to see him, and they can't see him. He's hurt. Giannis deletes all Milwaukee Bucks team photos from his account. You know, they're also saying that he's actually going to. They think he could be traded by All-Star. They thinking about a trade. And here's the thing: I don't blame him. I don't blame Giannis for wanting to get traded or being traded. You know, at some point it got to be about legacy. Like Giannis probably like, look, man, you could put my mom on this team right now. Like, dog, I ain't going. You know what I mean? I'm not going. Because here's the reality of it is he's still a good player, right? He's still young. He's still under 30. He's been in the league since I believe 2013. He's won a championship for the Milwaukee Bucks. But he doesn't have championship pieces around him. Like, they have some good players. They have good players who can develop and grow. But the problem with that is those players aren't championship players. So you're in a tough spot at that point. You have Giannis who can win a championship if given the opportunity on the championship team. Then you have these other guys who's coming in the league and they're doing great, but they ain't winning no championships no time soon. So Giannis making a decision for his family, and I don't blame him. So if he leaves, I'm okay with that. If he do leave, though, where's a good place he should go right now?
I don't got nowhere for him.
You got nowhere for him?
I can't think of anywhere that would be a good fit for Giannis.
I used to think the Spurs, but then y'all gonna be like, super team.
Spurs might be good because Wemby's injured. Mm-hmm. So while Wemby's out, you got De'Aaron Fox and Giannis. Mm-hmm. So Spurs might be a good fit.
I agree. I think Spurs still good.
Some people have been saying LA give up. I mean, I seen somewhere give up. What's his name? Reeves and Hachimura.
You won't give up Reeves? The new Kobe? I'm kidding. He's not the new Kobe.
Some people say New York haven't played with Brunson.
New York might be good, but see the problem. I was thinking New York, but the issue with New York is this: I don't know what New York is going to be left with, because the biggest issue with New York last year was depth, right? That was the biggest issue. This year, you still have that issue. So if you move Giannis or you move any player, it has to be players of value. So now you're back in the same position, and as you can see, Giannis is also getting injured right now. So he goes over there. Now you're down. So let's say you move OG, Mikal Bridges, for Giannis, and then Giannis out. Now you cooked. You get what I'm saying? So now the flow not there anymore. I also think for if they want to move, they can maybe Detroit. They can move Durant. They can move the Thompson brother. Yeah, they can move him. But shit, Detroit, the city wants a championship. That's they in a win now situation. They at number one in the East right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's like an OKC of the East. OKC was an upcoming team. They didn't move no pieces. Now you're saying that they're a dynasty. It'll be the same for Detroit. But we don't know that. If you move for Giannis,
I don't think Detroit a dynasty. We gotta slow down. We gotta slow down. Like, all right, they only been playing 20 games. Like, let's be clear. They wasn't number one last year, and they didn't get to the Eastern Conference last year. They wasn't that. Like, let's be clear. Like, they having a great year, and the thing that will be even greater, or the person that would make it greater would be Giannis. But let's get into some other stuff. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Let me know where, if Giannis was to get traded, where do you think he should go? Chris Paul. Chris Paul no longer on the team, bro. They dismissed him. Got him out of there. They said Chris Paul leadership approach is the reason they dismissed him. Now, this is the reason why I don't blame the athletes for doing what's best for them. I don't blame them. I don't blame the athletes for saying, you know what, I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna win somewhere else. I want to do something else. I want my family to experience this city. They got the money for me. I'm doing it this way. Because look, we supposed to be celebrating Chris Paul's farewell tour. We supposed to be celebrating every assist made, every bucket made. And now we sit here 2 months in the season, and we're talking about how Chris Paul is removed from the team. They sent him home. He's talking about a Hall of Famer, a legend. They just sent him home. Probably the best Clipper of all time. Chris Paul, I mean, it might be, I got to look at the numbers. Chris Paul and Blake Griffin is up there. That's fine. I asked for the list to be long. I didn't say it was long. I just say he's probably the greatest Clipper ever. And you just send him home? It's nasty out there, man. But that's the Clippers for you, bro. Listen, sometimes I see some of these organizations, and I look at their history with their players, how their players leave or this, that, and it's evident, man. It's not all on the players. Sometimes it is the GMs, it's the people behind the scenes that's making some wild decisions. But the problem is, you have Chris Paul who's in front of you, or anyone else who goes through this that's in front of you, and you as a fan looking at the player as if they run the world. And then don't let them have a bad game. Don't let them have a bad game. It's all on them at that point. But, man, shout out to Chris Paul, man. Shout out to a legendary career. I hope he don't go out like that. I hope the Clippers actually reconsider or maybe be picked up from another team. But he deserved a farewell. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about Chris Paul. And put it in the comments. 76ers. Let's get into some games. Last night. 76ers beat the Wizards 102. My guy E's favorite team is the Wizards. He loves the Wizards. He said they don't get they just do. Nah, he don't like the Wizards, man. The Wizards did a good. The Wizards, everyone who played for the Wizards yesterday scored. It wasn't even a bad game. Like the shooting wasn't too far off on the field goal end, but what killed the Wizards was 36 threes and you made 9. Like, can you imagine that? Like, just imagine the Wizards, your hometown team, and they win in 3 games out of 20, and you see them. You come to a game, and you see them shoot 36 shots and make, well, they was 9 for 36. Shoot 25% from 3. At some point, turn the faucet off. Turn the goddamn faucet off. Meaning, stop shooting. Stop. The field goal percentage was there. They actually was close and 40% shooting from the field. And the Sixers was 45%. If you just get some, and they lost by 102 to 120. Like, or 121, excuse me. If you just get some stops and don't shoot threes, you'll be closer. I'm not gonna say you'll win, but you'll be closer. But nonetheless, man, you know, the Wizards going to be a struggling team for a while. They're going to be a struggling team for a while. But the NBA always have that. They always have these teams that just get players and players and players and just struggle, you know? But my Sixers scored 121 points. There's some high-scoring games last night, man. This is where the NBA is headed. NBA is headed to a space where the game's going to average 150, 160, 170. Because these guys can ball, man. These guys can put the ball in the hoop, man. Because Tyrese Maxey had 35 points. Everybody scored on the Sixers but one person. And when they have over 7 guys scoring, they win a lot of games. But what really killed the Wizards is the Sixers was up 36 points at one point. So when you see some of these percentages, this is what I mean by what real hoopers understand. The stats tell a story, right? Like, you look at the percentage and say, oh, man, it was close in field goals percentage. Okay, they got cooked on 3-point percentage. But, man, they still could have stayed in there. The free throws was even, right? They shot more free throws than the Sixers. But then you go look deeper into the game, you're like, oh, they was already up 36 at one point. So that tells me, as a former hooper, some of these shots that were made were garbage shots. They were in garbage time. So when you see stuff like this, you got to always read a little deeper into it. Real hoopers understand it, though. Now, let's get on to the Toronto Raptors and the Blazers. Listen, man. Toronto core group, they some hoopers, bro. They some hoopers, and I counted them out. I'm not going to lie. I counted them out. I didn't think they was going to do it, man. I thought they was just going to be some thorough wreck team players. But nah, they can do it. They can make some noise in the East, man. I think these guys can make some noise in the East. Not too much noise, though. My man eyes and ears is perking over there. Not too much. Let's slow down. Un momento, right? But for the East, I see them second round. They can make second round. Yeah, they can make second round. They balling right now. Their core. Let's see, my boy Brandon Ingram, big glow, averaged 21. Scored 21 points last night. Scotty Barnes had 28 points last night. And my boy Emmanuel Quickly, 23 points. Everyone else did their job. Grady Dick had 14. Jacob had 11. Everyone did their job. So they just got to keep away from injuries. As long as they don't get injured, I think they can be good. I think they can be all right. The Blazers, another team. I think the Blazers are the Wizards on the West Coast. They have some good players. They have some talent. I mean, but that's easy to say. I mean, we're talking about NBA talent here. That's easy to say. But they didn't play bad. They shot 49% from the 3-point line. So the Raptors shot 53%. They didn't play bad. It was a close game, 118 to 121. So they didn't play bad at all. But the Blazers are one of them teams that's under construction. Let's call it that. The Knicks versus Boston. Knicks had 117 points. Boston 123 for the win, which is actually, I was doubting Boston. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was doubting Boston. Right now they 12-9. You didn't think they would be here without Jason Tatum, but hey, man, they here. They're here. They're doing what they needed to do. And I'm gonna also give credit to the coaching. I'm pretty sure he heard the chance of put Anthony Simons in the starting lineup. Pritchard, can take him out, but he's sticking with his guns, man. And Jaylen Brown, he's showing why he get paid the big bucks. Had 44 points last night. 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 turnovers. I can live with the 4 turnovers and 44 points. You're going to have some turnovers of 44 points. You're going to do some dumb shit. The ball going to hit your leg or some shit like that. It happens. It happens to the best of us. So we get mental exhaustion on the court, and the ball fall out of your hand and hit your sneaker and then go out of bounds. So I can take that. But it was still a close game, 117 to 123, 6-point win for the Boston Celtics. Karl Anthony Towns led the Knicks. Mikal Bridges led the Knicks with 35 points, and then Karl Anthony Towns, 29 points. Even Jordan Clarkson, I'm sorry. I'm about to say Jordan Clarkson had 23 points, but he had 23 minutes and scored 4 points. And this is where they fell at, that bench. Their bench, I'm looking at it right now, and they say they bench only scored 10 points the whole game. You know what I mean? That type of stuff, that's where you lose at, because when you put that second unit in, you need that spark. And then you go look at the Celtics. Their bench scored 30 points. Their bench scored 30 points. So when you look at damn, how did they lose? Because this percentages over here, it's not ugly. Like I'm looking at it right now. The biggest lead for the Celtics was 18, but the Knicks was up 14 at one point. So it was a seesaw battle. The turnovers is even. You're talking the Celtics, or is it Celtics? The Knicks had about 12 turnovers. Celtics had 10. It was even. Steals, 5, 6 points in the paint was relatively. The Celtics beat them with points in the paint, with 56 points in the paint. So what hurt this game for the Knicks is the bench, and that's my biggest concern with the Knicks going in the playoffs. And when we talk about trade rumors and we talk about Giannis going over there, I don't think Giannis makes the Knicks better. He might have a better chance depending on who they move, but it doesn't make them better because they don't have a bench. So moving on, we had my young New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans, Trey Murphy had 33 points, 15 rebounds. I keep saying this about New Orleans. They're not ready to win yet. But I like their team. I like their team in the future. I mean, Jordan Poole hasn't played. Zion is obviously out with injuries all the time. But this situation could be good for him. Here's why. Because he has players around him who can carry the scoring load. Like last night, I'm looking at Trey Murphy with 33 points, Derek Queen with 21, Sadiq with 22, and Jeremiah Fierce with 21. Then you still got Jordan Poole who can ball. You can put Zion in there, but you just don't need to expect 27 points from Zion. That's what Zion's gonna hurt, because you got to expect 27 points. You want him to be the first-round draft pick, but he don't got first-round draft pick wheels. He don't got first-round draft pick wheels, man. And you guys got to get used to that. So they got a decent group of guys. I'm not going to call them a decent team. A decent team is a team that can win collectively. These guys don't win collectively. I watched them when it's clutch time, when you get to games like this, 149 or 142, and it's you at the end of the game, they trying to fight over who getting that shot. Is it Sadiq? Is it Trey? Is it Fierce? They trying to figure out who getting that shot. So they not a good team yet. But they got a good group of guys. When you got a good group of guys in the NBA, you know what that look like, E? 3-19. That's exactly what it looked like. That's exactly what they got. 3-19, my boy. My boy Anthony Edwards, 44 points last night. 44 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. We was talking about Anthony Edwards earlier. And we was talking about, man, just hoping that he just stayed the course. Just stay the course, bro. Stay out of the media, stay out of the limelight. Just be mysterious. Once we already figure out how many big moms you got, people won't harp on that. Just keep everything low. We want you to be that guy. We believe in you. We believe that you can be the guy for the NBA. Because you've proven it, man. You've been to the conference finals two years in a row. I'm hoping you guys get over the hump. Do I want you to get over the hump this year, though? I don't think I ain't gonna lie to you. I do want to see LeBron win and then retire at the podium. But I do want to see Anthony Edwards win too. I do want to start seeing some that rival between him and Shai. Yeah, I want to continue to see that. Everyone else, Rudy Gobert had 26 points and 13 rebounds. If they can get that out of Rudy Gobert, you don't like it? That's what I'm saying, though. He inconsistent, but if they can get that, is a dub. No, not 26 though. Maybe not 26, but he can't drop to 8 points, 7 points. That's what I'm saying. We gotta get Rudy out of Rudy. We gotta get him into something else, man. Julius Randle has 16, Jaden McDaniels has 17, and Dante DiVincenzo. I kill his last name every single time. How you pronounce his last name again? DiVincenzo. Dante DiVincenzo, yes. Dante DiVincenzo had 15 points. I like this group. Naz Reid had 18. They had a good game. This is a good game. Everyone on their team scored, with the exception of Rob Dillingham, who only played 7 minutes last night. So everyone scored on their team, or everyone who played scored, I should say. But again, they're not looking bad. They got a record right now of 13-8, but it's still early. These teams got to go on their winning streaks. Like they'll go on a winning streak, but it's still early. I think Pelicans are going to be good if they keep some of the guys.
Speaking of Rob Dillingham, do you think he has potential to be a good guard, a starting guard in the league?
Yeah, to go to a bad team. I think Rob Dillingham has the potential to be a great guard, but the problem with a Rob Dillingham is that his ability flows through ball handling, flows through having the ball, being able to make mistakes, being able to take his shots. Right now, he's on a championship contending team. So when you're on a championship contending team, it is hard to show those things unless you're one of the best players. He's not better than Anthony Edwards. So we're not going to give him the ball before Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels. So I say this for him and Bones Highland, who I really like. Go to the Wizards. Go to one of those teams. Build your resume. And then then they start building around you. You play on a team like the Timberwolves for 4 or 5 years, they just figure you can't do nothing. They just figure, look, he has played 7 minutes, no points. So I think he has potential. Go ahead.
Oh, when you say that, I think about all the time you talk about microwave success. I feel like if you go to the Wizards, you're expecting fast microwave success, but him playing on a championship contending team, he's learning how to win. He's downloading data, so year 4 or 5, then if he's balling, then you can throw him out there.
Let me ask you this: have you ever worked fast food?
Have I worked fast food?
Yeah, fast food.
Yeah, Starbucks considered fast food.
Starbucks, I guess, is considered fast food. Have you ever? So I'm trying to think about the roles at Starbucks. When you work at Starbucks, people have designated jobs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, what's one of the jobs like for coffee? I don't eat Starbucks. Huh?
Someone might be making the food. Someone's at the register. Someone's making the coffee.
Now, is it their job every day?
Nah, it may rotate.
Just imagine. Let's say you the dude who make food, right? You've been making food for years. You the greatest dude making food for years. You've helped the company be successful. The fast time that you can get the food done, right? And then one day you like 4 or 5 years, you're like, you know what? I want to be the CEO. I want to be that guy. It ain't gonna mesh. You got too much to learn. You mastered this role right here. We've been successful already. We don't need you doing this. You get what I'm saying? We've been successful with you with the food, bro. You getting paid, right? Why you want to be in this seat? Now you go somewhere like, what's the competitor for Starbucks? I don't drink coffee.
What's that? Coffee Bean, Dunkin' Donuts.
Coffee Bean, let's say Dunkin' Donuts, right? Let's say Dunkin' Donuts ain't as successful as Starbucks. They got room to shuffle things around to see what can work for them now. They can move guys around. You know what, man? You moving fast on the food over here. Let me see you put you in the drive-through now. Because we don't know what's working yet. And we moving on. Since you've been on drive-through, our drive-through time's been decreasing. Yeah, this is the guy we need. You got to move them around so they see what they need. And then you can be like, yo, let's say now you might want a different position. Now you can be like this. Hey, remember when y'all put me on drive-through? You see how fast I learn? I'm a quick learner. I turned this thing around with my abilities on drive-through. Now you can push that way. All the other companies too. When I got to Dunkin' Donuts, this is where they was at. And this is where I left them with my contribution, because you went to a company that allowed you to that allowed people to shuffle around. You're not shuffling Anthony Edwards. You're not shuffling Julius Randle. So that's how I see. The Memphis Grizzlies played the Spurs. One thing I'm gonna say about the Spurs, man. Anytime they put my boy David Garcia in the game, I'm excited. I'm happy for him, man. Go check out my interview with David Garcia. I did about 2 years ago when he was on a 2-way contract with the Sixers. He played last night. He played 2 minutes. Got 0 points. Did he get some shots up? Yeah, he ain't getting no shots up. It's all good, baby boy. I'm happy to see you there. Harrison Barnes had 31. De'Aaron Fox had 29 points, man. De'Aaron Fox had 29 points. My fault. Memphis Grizzlies lost to the Spurs 126-119. Now, I'm gonna try to make this quick. All right, we already know we want Giannis back. I made this post earlier. This week where I was saying, or last week, where I was saying De'Aaron Fox is underrated, right? So it's a viral clip that's going on YouTube right now, and everyone's like, "Oh, De'Aaron Fox isn't underrated." So part of my clip, I start talking about the players who I don't think is better than him. And one of the players I mentioned was Jalen Brunson. was questionable. He was questionable. I'm not saying he's not better. I said he's questionable, right? So everyone was like, oh, you tripping, you're bugging. Now, the difference between, in my opinion, and you can tell me if I'm bugging or not, Jalen Brunson and De'Aaron Fox is the teams they play on, right? I look at their head-to-head matchup, and Jalen Brunson has De'Aaron Fox beat when it comes to wins 8-6. Jalen Brunson has won 8 games. De'Aaron Fox has won 26. Jalen Brunson is considered a scoring guard. He's averaged 18 points against De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is averaging 22 points, and he also averaged more assists than Jalen Brunson. De'Aaron Fox, I believe, was number 4 when it comes to being drafted. And I could be off on that one, though. When was De'Aaron Fox drafted? De'Aaron Fox was drafted 5th, and Jalen Brunson was drafted 35th. He was drafted 35th. The reason why I'm bringing these numbers up is because I'm not off. I'm not tripping. De'Aaron Fox averaged 26 points a game at least 4 times in his career. But he played with the Sacramento Kings. He played in a very, very small market. In comparison to Jalen Brunson, who played with the Dallas Mavericks, and a lot of his success come with a big market like the Knicks. What you got? Oh, I thought you were about to say something. So for me, when I hear a guy say, oh, you tripping, I'm not tripping. There's not like a landslide. I give Brunson the edge for right now, but I don't think it's like too far off. I think they both left-handed players. They both good players. If you give these guys, if you given the opportunity, De'Aaron Fox is going to flourish. And you're seeing it right now. The Spurs, I mean, granted, he was injured for most of the year, but I think the Spurs is a good fit for him. Last night he had 29 points. I'm rocking with him, bro. I'm rocking with him. Moving on. Did you get a chance to watch that Warriors and OKC game? E, what you think?
I saw that game. OKC is different, bro.
OKC different? In what way?
Defensively and how and just like they're a team. Everybody plays defense. Everybody's good on that team.
I agree. They remind me of the Warriors in like 2016. Like when you thought they was down, they really wasn't down. But last night they blew a lead. I kept looking at the score. I'm thinking it was over. And the Warriors was showing resilience. They were showing resilience, man. They was balling. I thought they was gonna pull it off. But I'm pretty sure the OKC Thunder won't let that happen again. Yeah, you're right. They a different team when it comes defensively, man. They a different team when it comes to shooting everything. You know, when I look at these stats here, man, I'm looking at I compare, and you know what? To be honest, looking at it, they blew a 22-point lead. The stats is not too far off, but the issue with the Warriors was they got down 22 points and time just started running out. They wasn't hitting a lot of shots. Jimmy Butler got to be better. He has to be better. I mean, he played 15 minutes, got 6. Did he get injured? Did he go out of the game? I don't remember Jimmy Butler getting injured. Oh, he turned the game off? Oh, he gave up. But the thing that I was impressed with the Warriors, bro, was their bench. Their bench really showed out. Yeah, Jonathan. I mean, they had Seth was balling. Seth Curry. I mean, he must have heard my clip. Seth was balling. He had 14. Buddy Hill had 13. Gary Payton, the second, had 13. And Peyton Spencer was balling too. He had 17 points. And then you had Brandon Podzinski had 17 points, and Draymond Green had 13 and 9. So they was definitely balling. But like you said, the Warriors. Not the Warriors. The OKC Thunder is just they just on a different planet right now. I think they can probably break the Warriors record and wins. You don't think they can go 70? You don't think it'll be a 70 game season? You don't think it could be 74-8?
I don't want to see it. They possibly can, but I
Why don't you want to see that?
Because that Warriors team was different, bro.
This team is different.
Nah,
listen, they. I don't think. All right, how about this? Put this in perspective. That Warriors team that was 73-9 wouldn't have been 73-9 if you didn't have Klay Thompson. If Klay Thompson was injured for the beginning of the year. The OKC Thunder is 20-1 with Jalen Williams just coming back.
At the same time, their schedule right now is kind of favorable.
It is.
Right
I agree. I'm with you. They not playing all the great teams yet, but they are playing great. And some of it, and this is the part I had, like, not a problem with the NBA, but this is what the little things and details I watch. OKC comes off a championship, and in their first few games, a vast majority of the games is against the weaker teams, right? Now, granted, we don't know what team is going to be weak starting out. The schedule's already been printed since last spring, but still, now it creates, because they're winning, they deserve it. It creates a bigger gap. It creates a bigger gap because now they're playing against weaker teams, and they're able to. Oh, like Shai don't play in the fourth quarter. Like we can rest Jalen Williams as long as we can. We can get our new guys going. You know what I'm saying? Versus like everyone else is like not fighting for their lives, but like they really got to figure out the chemistry with like the Houston Lakers. Like they figuring out chemistry, and OKC already got the chemistry. You know what I mean? So shout out to those boys, man. Shout out to those boys. What you got? I wanted to talk about Ja Morant a little bit. Steven Jackson was on All the Smoke, and shout out to that podcast. But he was talking about Ja Morant and his attitude, right? And how he not from certain stuff. And I understand that. But the thing for me is like, these kids don't, like he was talking about the Klay Thompson disrespect. That's what goes back to the stardom thing. Ja Morant looking at Klay Thompson like, bro, I got more followers than you. My sneaks sell more than you. Like the kids want to be me more than you. Ain't no respect there. It might not be a direct idea, but it's a subconscious, right? Like nobody was arguing with Jordan, bro. Nobody was arguing with Kobe. Like when Kobe was coming up, sure, you had your Chris Childs in there, right? You had your Matt Barnes in there. But Klay Thompson is like a 4-time champion, probably got, 2 or 3 more years left. Nobody was arguing with Kobe 2-3 years left in his career. Nobody was doing none of that. But that's what happens when the younger guys start coming in, right? Like when Kobe was on the Lakers towards the end of his career, those guys are still, D'Angelo Russell, they laughing, they joking, they playing and all that. And Kobe still think it's 2002. He's still dead serious. And same thing with Klay Thompson and Ja Morant. You thinking that he should respect you because of your accomplishments. And I agree, he should. But these young guys don't care about that. And I agree with Steven. I don't know the kid. I don't know him. Steven Jackson was speaking to his experience as far as, oh, yeah, I know he's a good kid. He's good. You got a good family, right? But I also look at it like it's not the streets. You get what I'm saying? Like none of these guys are going to throw no blows, no punches. He should be respectful, more respectful. But these guys look at it like, bro, I make more money than you. You know what I mean? But one thing I will say about Ja Morant, and I'm gonna say God forbid on this one, if he hits this injury bug, they're gonna treat him like Dame Dash. If he gets injured a lot and it hinders his athleticism, they're going to treat Ja Morant like Dame Dash. When Dame Dash had Jay-Z, let's say Jay-Z is Ja Morant's athleticism. He was going in meetings, cussing dudes out. He was talking crazy to everybody, right? When Jay-Z left, Dame Dash couldn't get a deal with nobody because they looking at it like, oh, you don't got Jay-Z no more. We don't got to work with you. We don't got to work with you no more. We remember the time you came into the office and you was throwing papers around and yelling at the staff. We accepted that because you had Jay-Z with you. Now you don't got Jay-Z. We don't want to argue with you. We don't got nothing to do with you. Good luck. And that's what if God forbid if Ja Morant lose that athleticism, use that skill set, that's how the league gonna treat him. They're gonna treat him just like that. Now, they used to bounce around in Utah. They used to trade piece over here to the Wizards. Let's go put him over there a couple times. Like, so I really want him to, check yourself. Get your mind right, bro. Get your mind right. We want to see you on the court. The kids love you. We buying your shoes. You got the hottest shoes out right now, you and KD. But let's get back to the basketball, man. Get back to the basketball. Let's hoop. And there you have it, man. There's another show for you. This is show number 12, a live show. What you think, E? How we do? How much time we had?
I think we did pretty good. We got an hour.
We had an hour?
10.
Hour and 10. There you have it, man.
Real quick, we didn't talk about the games tonight, though.
Oh, we didn't talk about the games tonight. Let's talk about them, man. Let's get into it. Let me see where we at. We got a lot of games tonight. Yeah, we got a lot of games tonight, man. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games tonight. We got Portland versus Cleveland. I got Cleveland winning that. I got Cleveland winning that. Cleveland coming in 13-9. We have Denver versus Indiana. Ooh, another stinker. Another surf game. You just go, if I watch this game, if Jokic got a crazy triple-double night, I keep tuning out. I keep surfing through the channel. Damn, Jokic 25, 17, and 15. Let me see what he can do. Let me see how they playing this dude. You know what I mean? Spurs versus Orlando. That could be a competitive game. That can be a competitive game. They still don't got Paulo. No, let me see. Let me let's take a look here. Let me see.
Speaking of Paulo, while you look that up, how come people aren't giving Paulo the same criticism they giving Trae Young or LeBron?
They giving Trae Young some criticism?
The team is better without Trae Young. The team is better without LeBron. No one's saying the team's better without. No one's saying the Magic's better without Paulo.
Well, the team. Here's how I look at it. Right? They're not. Orlando still had like an extra piece in there. They still had 2 good guys that's actually flourishing, like Desmond Bane and Wagner, right? So they had people they expected to be good already. We didn't expect Austin Reeves to be this good. We didn't expect Jalen Johnson to be this good. You get what I'm saying? So now what it looks like is, they play better without you. You had Austin Reeves on your team last year. He was averaging 17 points. This year he averaging 28, 29 points. He had a 50-point game without Bron. Damn, Jalen Johnson, almost a triple-double every night. He averaged 22, 8, and 9. He wasn't moving like that last year. Could it be because of Trae? Desmond Bane and Wagner was already doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they also 13-8, right? They're not in the. People thought they would actually be better than their record where it is right now, but they're actually below expectations. So they like, we need them back. Versus like the Lakers, Lakers and the Hawks. The Hawks is better than what we thought. The Lakers is playing better than what we thought, right? So I look at it like that. That's probably why they ain't criticizing them. But I do have Spurs over the Orlando Magic. It's a tough one. Spurs been looking good. Let me see. Stephen Castle's out till December. Victor. I'm gonna go Martise Wagner. Paulo Ventura still out. This is a toss-up game, but you know what I'm gonna do, bro? I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna go Orlando. I'm gonna go Orlando on that one. Atlanta Hawks versus the Clippers. What you got?
I got Atlanta.
I got Atlanta too. I do got Atlanta, man. Kawhi Leonard is probably one of the worst free agents ever. You think about all the pieces they move SJ for Kawhi Leonard.
That's just recency bias. At the time, back in 2018, 2017, it was a good move. Again, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, they was doing their thing, but now it just fell apart.
They move SGA for Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard was like, no, we also need Paul George. I'm only coming with another superstar over there. And then he still wasn't playing. Like he got to be one of the worst free agents. And I honestly, like, he's a good player, but the more I see him and the way the more I see him, a guy like Kawhi Leonard. Wait, let me finish my thought. The more I see him, he goes down on my small forward list. Kawhi Leonard. The more I see him, like all time. But a guy like Kawhi Leonard, if he averaged 30 and he was healthy, he'd be the biggest superstar right now. Not superstar, let's say this. People would love him more. I'll say it like that. Because of his mysteriousness. You don't know what he do. And then everybody know him to be driving his car he had when he played for San Diego State. Oh, people love that. He a minimalist too? Oh, I relate to him. He wears no chains. He's not in the spotlight. You don't know his what, nothing. They would be comparing him to every LeBron failure you can think of.
Now let me ask you this. Using hypotheticals, Kawhi Leonard averaging 30 with his mysteriousness and John Morant averaging 30 with his antics. Who do you think will be bigger superstar?
Oh, Kawhi Leonard, easily.
I think
easily,
Ja.
Bro. Dog, listen. Ja is a great player, but here's the thing, right? When we factor in stardom, we have to factor in the machines that get behind you. Ja Morant and his antics, machines is not going to get behind you. Kawhi Leonard, as a person who's quiet, mysterious, machines love that. And don't get him in an agency where they get him to talk. Kawhi Leonard on a David Letterman show? I think they still have a David Letterman. Let's say a night show, goddammit. I don't watch night shows. But Kawhi Leonard on a night show talking, he's doing he's doing some Oprah sit downs, you know?
But he's boring though. That's why you don't see him talk.
That's what I'm saying. You get him out of his shell. That's what I'm saying though. That's why they like him. That's why people like him. The world want to identify with the superstar. Everybody in his, like, as much as we all, like, I like nice cars. I like nice stuff, right? But there are so many people in the world who will be like, I don't need a Lamborghini. I don't need that big house. I don't need that big car. Just give me a bowl and some soup. I'm good. Just give Toyotas run just as good. Kawhi Leonard is driving his car he had in college. Oh, I love it. He's the greatest thing ever. That's how people want to relate to you in that way. People don't want to feel like you're above them. You know what I mean? Like that's why I say LeBron angle kind of messes him up because that king, that means in some people's minds dictator. That means hierarchy, superior. That's what that means subconsciously to people. Oh, you the king and you didn't win every time? Somebody else, like Jordan, who's super humble, he never said this. We never seen him do this. We never seen that. He didn't do none of that. Love Jordan. And the reality of it is that, like most stars, they just hide your flaws. Like Kawhi Leonard is going through something off the court with the scam, right? We don't talk about that no more. We don't talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. So it's stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like these guys are human, they doing human stuff, but the personality makes a lot of guys give more guys more stardom. Like I can't remember Kawhi Leonard pulling up to Rucker Park. Kawhi, he may have played at the Drew League, I don't know, but I don't remember it. So we look at stuff like that and we like, man, he's just so mysterious. But what was killing his stardom is just the injuries. Charlotte versus New York. Who you got on that? I'm taking New York as well. Well, let's see. Was OG's out? Yeah, I'll take New York as well. Yeah, for sure. I'll take New York. And you got Brandon Miller out, Lonzo Ball out. Like y'all better never say, "Oh, Lonzo Ball deserves better." No, he do not. Oh, excuse me, not Lonzo. Yes, LaMelo Ball. LaMelo does not deserve better than where he's at. He deserved to be in Charlotte. He deserved to be in Charlotte, bro. Yeah, he's injured. So what you want him to put him on another team so he can be more injured? Nah, he deserved to be right where he at. Brooklyn versus the Chicago Bulls. Chicago started off hot. Now they 9-11. Brooklyn 4-16. Who's playing for them tonight? Who we missing? I'm gonna go with the Bulls on this one. Yeah, I just don't like the way that the Brooklyn Nets play. Like they just play all over the place. They play with no structure. And when I see teams play with no structure, that just screams losing basketball to me. That screams losing basketball. Like I coached a game last night where another team we played against, I'm not gonna say their name, but they were really good. They had some Division I players on their team, and no matter what the score was, they stuck to the script. That shows me winning culture. That tells me winning culture versus a team who people just randomly do shit. Like if Claxton a rebounder, but now he's shooting crazy threes. There's no structure in that. You follow me? But I do have the Bulls over them. Rockets versus Sacramento. Who you like?
Give me the Rockets.
Yeah, I take the Rockets too. Zach LaVine. Right now, my boy KD averaging 25 points per game, 48% from field, 87% from the free throw line. They're looking good right now. The Rockets are 13-5. Sacramento Kings is 5-16. I'm taking the Rockets as well. This is and one of the reasons why I'm taking the Rockets is because you can tell that the Rockets is playing with purpose. Like the stuff that they're doing on the court is all for May, for April. They want to get better. They want to win. And you can tell by the sacrifice. You can tell by the change in culture from game 1 to now game 18. You can tell that they want to actually win. So I'm going with the Rockets who got purpose. I don't know what the Graveyard Kings, Sacramento Kings got going. Milwaukee versus Detroit. To see who's out. Is Giannis out? Yep, Giannis is a game time decision. Game time decision. He might still play. But I'ma still rock with Detroit. I'm gonna go with Detroit. It's a tough call, but I'm gonna go with Detroit on this one. Detroit is looking stronger and stronger every night. Pause. But Detroit 17-4, Milwaukee 9-13. And the last game of the night, Miami Heat versus the Dallas Mavericks. Cooper Flag is averaging 17 points. He's proving me wrong. He's 2 points above what I thought he would be. Good for him. Norman Powell is out. Terry Rozier is out. He still got him on the team, huh? And listen, Cooper Flag might have a good night because P.J. Washington's out. Gafford's out and Lively's out. Well, Washington's a game time decision. But Dante Exum, he's also out. I think they might have Cooper Flag might have a good night tonight. I would take the high on Cooper Flag. Him and Anthony Davis is playing tonight, but you know, I must go with I'm gonna go with Miami though. I like Miami. I like the way they play. They play fast. They're tough. Tyler Herro's back. Even though they're missing Norman Powell, but they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. Man, there you have it, man. Anything else I miss? What did I miss? All right, man. Make sure y'all support, show love, man. We just dropped a new hoodie called the Real Hoopers hoodie. Real Hoopers is in stormy gray. It's an amazing hoodie. Check it out. Make sure y'all go to goalsactivewear.com. I'm telling you, you're going to love to see it. All my hoodies are of quality. Of quality. It's not no flimsy. Nah, you can wear this out and it looks good. They're all high quality, heavyweight hoodies. So if you're looking for some style, some fashion, you want to tell people you're a real hooper when you come in the room, that's the perfect hoodie for you. And make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You already know what we're doing. You already know we're doing it from the muscle. You already know we want to be the top hoop media outlet for a lot of people, for everybody, for all hoopers within 12 months. But we need your help. We need your support, I should say. We need your support. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And make sure you follow us on all platforms, Scorer Society. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Scorer Society.